But first this morning, maintaining a youthful look is not something that's exclusive to women. Men don't like the signs of aging showing on their faces, and that's where our first guest can help us today. Joining us again on Daytime is Dr. Ann Stubbs with drannetherese Aesthetic Medicine. Dr. Ann, as Gail likes to call you, welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me back.
Are you here just because I'm here today because we're talking about men's stuff?
We did. We decided to talk about men's procedures just because you're filling in for Gail this
Well,
week.
that's all right. Now, what are some of the guys' top concerns when they come to see you?
Well, usually they've been shaving for years, so their faces are in pretty good shape because really shaving is kind of an exfoliating procedure. So their skin's usually in pretty good shape. The things that have assaulted them through the years, though, are the sun damage, so brown spots and some sagging of the face. And so a lot of dynamic wrinkles, too. Dynamic wrinkles are there because the muscles have been moving over and over again. Men have bigger muscle mass in their face than do women. So when we find that their muscles move again and again, they can get some deep lines that we call dynamic wrinkles between the brows kind of lowering, some crow's feet, and some kind of sagging around the eyes that makes them look tired or makes them look like they're a little more haggard than maybe they are.
Interesting. And some of that's just by virtue of the fact that we're guys, right? They're just a different structure.
Exactly. Muscle mass is a little bit bigger, like I said, and men usually tend to do their exercising and keeping fit out in the outdoors, too, so they're getting a little more sun exposure. And oftentimes they're not as good at putting on the sunblock as the women are, just because there's some in everybody's makeup. Usually women have a little bit of SPF in every makeup they put on, so men don't have that barrier against the sun damage.
Right, and general skin care, too. Women tend to moisturize more and take better care of their skin, I think, from an earlier age than guys ever even think about doing.
Exactly, but it's kind of become the new hot thing, though. I think even Gillette and some of the big men's companies are putting out new men's products, and there's a lot of over-the-counter things, as well as medical prescription products that can help the anti-aging in men's faces as well.
Now, I know you see very few perfect faces like this, but...
Very rarely, Dave.
What are some of the issues that guys are coming in and having done with you, or talking with you about at least?
Well, we'll start with some of the dynamic wrinkles, like we talked about, some of the crow's feet or some of the brows lowering, and we do have some good before and after pictures. Men are saying, okay, these lines in my forehead bother me, they make me feel old, or I'm starting to look like my dad, my eyes are looking more tired, and I think we're seeing a before and after picture right now of just some facial filler right around the tear troughs or the dark circles under the eyes, so we can kind of build that back up with some facial fillers, fill that in, and give something a more restful or youthful look to them.
And you also mentioned frown lines and creases in the forehead, that type of thing.
Right, and this picture is a Botox or Dysport, two of the muscle relaxers that are out there that can be used to just kind of soften the crow's feet or the muscle contraction around the eye. So usually that can give you a more rested look. Your eyes are a little bit more open, and on top you see the before picture, and on the bottom the after.
All right,
and then the
forehead
lines.
Shot
yeah. So those are muscles, again, that raise your eyebrows, lower your eyebrows. And this differs a little bit from women. Women usually want a brow lift or a more arched look to the brow. Men have a low or overhanging brow. So really the dosing is a little bit different with the Botox and the Dysport, because we can kind of go right across the forehead and smooth that out nicely and make them look like they don't have a care in the world.
Really interesting for me to hear you say that there's that much difference between men's and women's faces. I wouldn't guess that. So how do the techniques differ, Ann, in terms of how you handle